Okay, so hello and welcome to another update video on my game in Unity. In this video I'll be showing off a few new features I've got, well, new spells, and also, as you can see at the bottom, the UI has been updated to the response I got, so the outline for the slot is now more visible, it's, bright on a dark background, and I also extended the background to the orbs, so that it's not just got this weird gap that doesn't look good. I've shrunk this panel a bit. I might shrink it a bit more, I'm not sure. And also there's highlights when you go over these buttons and you click on them and it does it more, so you can clearly see they're clickable. I haven't updated the UI for the quest person yet, but we'll get around to doing that. So the first thing I want to show is a new spell. So we have first of all got Rock Hurl, which is one of my favourites. There's still a few problems, but it's getting there. Also, there's some lighting problems over there. I'm just going to ignore that for now. The visual stuff can come later. But Rock Hurl, you click somewhere on the ground, a rock comes up, and then when it's at the peak, it finds the closest enemy, as long as it's within the max distance for an enemy. So I can't just go over there and it'll... and if there is an enemy, it'll fly towards it, and otherwise it will fall down and just turn into a rock. And doesn't do anything. So, for example, if I use it over here, rock, bang, and it just stops, and it's now just like a physics object that you can just push around or whatever. It's not got a use, it's just there. It just despawns after 10 seconds. Yeah. Though if I use it over here near an enemy, it then flies down and crashes into the enemy, deals damage, and then it's a rock again. I really like that because it feels fun to use. Obviously I need to add the force sideways, because if I use it near the max range, it just flops it just falls into the ground. It doesn't look good. Though I like it like that. How it was then. Ooh, I also need to make it so that potions aren't called potion clone when they get cloned. I can sort that out. But anyway, next I've worked on Earth Spike, which I finished today. Obviously, because I only finished it today, there's still some tweaking that I can do. But you click on the ground, and the spikes come up, and they do damage, and then they go back down. The reason they die just there is a very annoying reason. I've got a really bad way of sorting out enemy fall damage, and for some reason, if they slightly come off the floor, they sometimes just die, so I will fix that before the next video. I've been putting it off for some reason. If any of you have a good way of doing fall damage, then I'd like to hear that, because the way I've got now was just off the top of my head, and I made it a few months, probably 2 months ago. It's one of the first things I made, so yeah. We've also got Thunderstrike now, which is a targeted ability where you click somewhere, and there's no visuals for it yet, sorry, but when I click somewhere, it fires a raycast down, which then finds the first thing hit downwards, and then it'll do the damage, and it stuns. Obviously with enemies, if I click on the enemy, it would fire it down, it would stun it, and then it can move again, and that's pretty simple. It works. It just needs visuals to actually look good, but it works. And the one other spell is Rune, and it looks awful because I have got the rotation wrong and everything. I'm still trying to figure out how to make it flat on the ground depending on the part of the ground you're on. Because obviously if it's here, I want it to be pretty flat, but if it's on there, I want it to be flat onto that surface. I'll figure that out unless someone has a way of doing it, but I'll make sure to research it. At the moment, it spawns at a 90-degree angle, which is a bit weird, but if it's still here by the time the enemy gets close, it collides and it explodes, and it's, like a landmine, which normally, so you put it on the floor, enemy walks through it, it looks stupid on its side, but it does AoE damage. I've reused the particle effects from Teleport for this, just because I can. So obviously you place down your thing, and then poof. It doesn't seem to do that much damage. I've had to use it 3 times to kill that guy, but that's because it's AoE, so it can't be too strong. Maybe some other things that are new, the icons, maybe the skill points of the level thing. I don't know what I had last time exactly, but apart from that, I think everything is... Yeah, I haven't got Dragon's Breath yet, really. I also think I did update Jetstream, but I've got no enemies to show it on. Maybe, yeah, it works on the health thingy. So for next video, I need to rotate this correctly. I need to increase the force on this. I need to change this name clone thing. and probably fix the lighting, because for some reason these lantern lamp things seem to have weird reflections in the water, but nothing else does. It's only these. It's quite odd, and I really don't get why it happens. Like, it's just got like a weird ghost reflection. It'll be something to do with casting shadows and whatever. But anyway, thank you for watching, and goodbye.